Hello lovelies, welcome to Chrissy Cooking at Home. I'm Chrissy, and this video is about doing somebody else's recipe but tweaking it a little bit. This is a canning recipe. It is from Jeni's Scratch Made Kitchen. Jeni Goff. Dijon Chicken meal starter in a jar. I went ahead and chopped up 1 large onion. I chopped up 12 ounces of mushroom. I made her broth, which has Dijon mustard, chicken broth. I added garlic and parsley and some fresh cracked black pepper. I think the pepper was in hers, but I used my Oakwood smoked peppercorns and just ground some of those in there and brought it up to simmer and let it do its thing. Now, I've already tried this recipe before I dumped all the jars. It's really, really, really good. And in this house, we really love mustard, like a lot. So, I found myself adding mustard to it after I thickened it when I opened the jar for a meal. So, this time I put more mustard in the mustard broth. I suggest doing it her way first. The one thing I left out was the alcohol. She did some wine. I do not cook with wine. My sweetheart does not like food cooked with alcohol. He doesn't like the taste. He can handle some beer battered stuff, but other than that, not so much. So what I have is some chicken thighs. I got a really good deal on. And you see, for the first time, I'm wearing gloves. And that is only because I have 3 cuts on this hand. So, these are some juicy thighs. I got these thighs at my local party restaurant supply store. It's a bulk store, obviously. And she got 7 quarts with 7 pounds of chicken. I have approximately 5 pounds of thighs because I already used some of the thighs out of this 10-pound bag for Jeni Goff's chicken a la king in a jar. That's what I did yesterday. Looks amazing to me. I know it's going to be good. Now, I'm not cutting off any of the fat. Fat adds flavor. And pressure canning it, the fat just kind of melts away into the food in the jar and imparts flavor. I don't know how many jars I'm going to get. I'm doing wide mouth. That's a lot of chicken thighs yet. Might be able to do another one. Another recipe. Chicken. I know I'm doing her chicken cacciatore again. Just don't know when. Today is not a good day to start off with. It is early. It's about 7 a.m. Getting my day started. Got a birthday party to go to later for one of Logan's friends. So excited about that. I went and threw my lids in a pot with some boiling water. Don't have to with pressure canning, I know. Some say it plumps the gasket up to help the rubber part, to help it seal. And since I don't have the most awesome brand of lids yet, I would like to minimize my risk of seal failures. I'm not cutting these pieces too small just because when it pressure cans, it's going to make it nice and tender. And when I dump it out of the jar to thicken it, to put over some lovely egg noodles, the chicken is going to kind of fall apart a little bit, which is something I want, so don't get me wrong there. I only pulled out 6 wide mouth jars. 2. It's a big bag. And these thighs were not small. Okay, that's it. 4 thighs. Now, I think I can divvy these 4 all up and still just get 6 bites. We'll see. I don't want to overfill it with chicken and not have enough broth in there for the recipe to not turn out right. So we definitely want the recipe to pressure can safely. So we need enough broth in there with our veggies, which is just onions and mushrooms. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get a 7th jar. She had filled her jars about half full. So some big thighs. Half full with the chicken, and she was using chicken breast. I did breast the first time, but since I got a good deal on thighs, we're doing thighs. Okay, we only have 1 thigh left. We're going to divvy this between the 6 jars because this 1 thigh is not the biggest, like some of the other thighs I pulled out. So just a couple pieces more. Side now. Little onion. So, you know, like I said before, I have made these recipes of hers before. It's some of the food that got dumped. Not having, you know, if you saw that video, because of not having the right gasket for my pressure canner and not realizing the danger it put the food in. So, perfect. 1 large yellow onion for 6. And she used shallots. I don't have shallots. I have a yellow onion. Divvy up the mushrooms. I don't know if she measured her mushrooms. I don't remember if she measured her mushrooms for each jar. Is my big stock pot of broth. I'm looking at 6 jars. It looks like it's going to be too much. I may have overcalculated. But I did add a lot of extra mustard. Like a lot. And this broth was simmering. 1 inch headspace is where I start. Then I debubble and add more broth as needed to maintain that 1 inch headspace. Debubbling is important. Yes, it is. You know, I'm serious. I'm just probably going to can up this mustard broth with these. I very well might. Well, maybe I don't have that much left over. Not a little left over, not a lot. But I added a lot of mustard in place of the alcohol she used, the wine she used. Because I'm sure that wine imparts a lot of flavor that I just did not have when I did it the first time. I love this ladle. Oh yeah. Deep bubbler measurer. Just gonna give it a stir. I gotta get my vinegar ready, people. Make sure we have nice clean rims so we don't have seal failure from that. Out of everything I canned in the last 3 days, I've had one seal failure from a ball lid from potatoes I did. That's fine, I'm kind of munching on them for breakfast. Okay, this is going good. I don't remember if I did this one. Okay. So, definitely lost headspace. Get off me. Silly chicken fat. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm really concentrating. A little shaky today from yesterday's events. But that could get better with the day. Especially if I just stop and take my medication. I'll get there. It's too early. Okay, they say debubble one more time. Dryer's done. Even though I wash our swim stuff after we go swimming at our friend's house, I wash it again right before we go. I don't know why. It's been a month since we were last there, and it's the birthday party is at the friend's house that has the pool, so I'm washing the pool stuff. Get out of the way, mushroom. Okay. Do have a little broth left over, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know, people. Today is just not the day to know what I am doing. So, some white vinegar. Some paper towel. Clean them rims, people. Clean them rims. I'll do about 2 loops around. And as soon as that one's done, I like to try to put the lid on. I'll put a ring on in a minute, but I don't know. I just put the lid on so no more dust, debris, or a flying piece of cat hair. If you have cats, you know that they're running through the house. Sometimes their hair just kind of flops up in the air. That's why you gotta dust so much. One of my cats is extremely active. He's not the smartest cat, but he likes to climb walls. I'm not kidding. Climbs walls. He's tearing up my walls from his climbing with his claws. Can't get him to stop. Nothing phases him. Can't get him to stop. Come on. You know what? Let's get a new piece of paper towel. I've been trying to use a cloth instead of paper towels. I feel like I'm going through way too many paper towels since I started canning. But the cloth I like to use is in the dryer, and I didn't go fetch it. And I'm not wasting a load on just a couple of swimsuits and a couple of swim towels. Other stuff needs to go in too. We're not wasting water here, people. And even though I have one of those efficiency washers that uses less water, I still don't want to waste the water. I almost put a ring on that with no lid. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, right? Okay. Now we'll put rings on them. And light twist. I know I look like I'm really cranking them on, but I'm not. And the ones that stick on me after I pull them out and let them sit for a day and then I'll wash them is usually due to seepage and the food particles getting underneath the band onto the threads, and I don't have the greatest strength. So sometimes I can get it off with putting it in the dishwater, sometimes I can't. So I'm not going to bore you with putting these in the canner. I'll bring you back when I pull them out of the canner. Okay? See you soon. It's been a couple of days. Some family events happened. Nothing negative, just some family events happened, and I got sidetracked about coming back and showing you. Where is it? I cleaned the jars, I labeled the jars, I put the jars away. The last one I did, I believe, was Jeni Goff's Dijon Chicken. So here's what they look like. Not the prettiest looking thing, but once you throw it in a pot and thicken it, per her recommendation, so good. And when I had it, before I dumped all the others, it was fantastic over some whole grain penne pasta. So I don't know what we'll do it over this time. Maybe some elbows, maybe some bow ties. I don't know. See whatever pasta I have in hand. Saving my ditalini for the pasta fajoule. One of these days I will bring you along for my pasta fajoule. But the last time I did it, I got 11 quarts. Only used 3 quarts so far. Don't need to make any more anytime soon. But yeah, that's the Dijon chicken, and it is fantastic. And go to her website, go to her YouTube page, subscribe, follow. So many amazing recipes from that woman. So many. So until next time, guys.